No, hey, so I opened Patreon for my art, and, well, one of my goals was that I will do a pseudo animation thingy, telling one of my experiences with Dungeons and Dragons. So, here we go. Here's a story about the worst campaign I ever joined. Sadly enough, it was the second one I ever joined. Although I am going to cheat just a little bit, since this was actually for Pathfinder, not Dungeons and Dragons. Just put down your pitchforks, please. So, we got together due to my college's Tabletop RPG club, so this was not that long ago. Me and 3 friends I was familiar with, plus 2 other people that I didn't really know much, and the Dungeon Master, of course. Who's that, the Dungeon Master was a little, you'll see what I'm talking about. So we made our characters. I don't remember much of them, other than mine and one of my friends. Wait, 2 of them. Since I remember talking about a combo between his barbarian, half-orc, and my bard halfling. Carrying her on a baby Bjorn, and while she's playing her lute and he's just smashing everything. It was a little fun. Regardless, my character, this was my second character I had ever made. We were presenting our characters, and I told the Dungeon Master that she was a halfling. She was a bard halfling who was raised by dwarves, but was traveling by herself, looking for more inspiration and stories to tell about adventuring amongst other civilizations. The Dungeon Master was okay with that and moved on. Now, what I'm about to tell you, might be either funny dumb or grotesquely mature, depending on your sense of humor. We asked the Dungeon Master for some reference regarding the world we inhabit, have some reference to create our characters. He proceeded to explain how the world was made, and this world was made when the elven goddesses, who were futanaris, that's Japanese thing for women with penises. These elven goddesses ejaculated they just masturbated and ejaculated all over the planet. And their semen became the continents and life itself. We just stood there in awkward silence as he explained this, and just dismissed the red flag, as we tend to do because we wanted to play D&D. Well, Pathfinder, sorry. First scene, the Dungeon Master looks at one of the players and explains to them how their character is just sitting there in the middle of the road. Okay, 2 other players are just passing by. Just walking right by them. And walking, and then going past them. I guess the Dungeon Master expected these random people in the middle of a road just to start a conversation or something. I don't know. Because they just dismissed each other. Why would you just talk to this random person, right? But suddenly, you all hear screams for help as a group of women are being attacked somewhere by an opening on the woods that are now right next to you for some reason. Cool. Action, I guess. He then turns to me and says that my character, who was traveling with her parents on a wagon after doing some trades, she also hears a disturbance. And the Dungeon Master just stares at me, waiting for a response. I just go, I suppose I should jump in too. Right there, my only thought was, he didn't pay much attention to any of our characters. At all. He treated my character as a child, asking for their parents for permission to help. Not great, honestly. After an awkward talk, the group found the source of the screaming. A group of women being attacked by goblins. their clothes ripped to pieces all over the floor, the ground. And they are now naked, with the goblins, with pulsating, throbbing members. This is the moment when everyone at the table just lifted their heads slowly to look at each other, the realization of what we just have joined sinking in. So, we decided to keep going for the sake of just finishing the game. We wanted to roll dice and fight, at the very least. So my bard was inspiring and shooting from her crossbow from the bushes. The barbarian was smashing. The casters were casting. And the rogue, well, he wanted to try and make bombs since that was in his character sheet, but didn't realize it would take over 10 turns. So he just spent all fight making bombs. Despite the rape goblins, we said it can't get any worse, we thought. But as always, we were wrong. Every time you say that, you're wrong. Right after that fight was done, the Dungeon Master probably thought it was too easy for us to kill all these goblins. So he surprise spawned 2 giant goblins. Not orcs, but giant goblins. Who he explained how in this world the female goblins were bigger than the male goblins. So these were female giant goblins. Okay, interesting take, okay. And then he pointed out how these giant female goblins had long, pulsating, warm, throbbing penises dangling from underneath them. We just let out a sigh, finished the game, stood up, and walked away, giving farewells to the Dungeon Master and the other players, trying to be nice about it. But as soon as we left the session, when it was done, we just went on a rant regarding what in the world just happened. Needless to say, we never went back to that game. Nor any game mastered by that Dungeon Master. Again. Other than that, I still enjoy D&D games. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoy this little horrible experience of mine. Have a good day.